Alright, hello everyone. Hello. What is going on? How's everybody doing today? Hopefully you're doing well. DSP live here on the stream with you. I think I may have just pulled a cord out of the wall. I didn't mean to. Hold on a second here. Today's a momentous day, if you don't know. Hold on. I untangled a mess of fucking wires. Yeah, today's a momentous day because, at least in the United States, I actually don't know about Europe yet, but at least in the United States, today is the official retail release of Dark Souls 3 on consoles and on PC. I guess. That's what I'm hearing, that it's on both. I don't know, because I don't play most games on PC, as you know. But yeah, I mean, I've been playing the game for almost 3 weeks now. I mean, technically, it's a little under 3 weeks. Although I certainly have not been playing it non-stop, as you know. I've been playing Dark Souls 3 pretty casually on and off. You know, when in between other games and other releases, it hasn't been my priority, and I've done it on purpose. Because, number one, I didn't want to blow through the game and beat the entire game before anyone had a chance to even play it, who didn't get it off of Xbox Live like I did. And number two, quite honestly, because this is the kind of game that if you played it at a slower pace, I feel is better. Because you don't get insanely frustrated, right? You don't get, oh my god, I can't get past this one part, or, man, the game really destroyed me today. Oh, time to play it all day tomorrow, you know? I actually think that this kind of game, if you take it at a slower pace, a more determined pace, but you take breaks, I think that it's actually a more enjoyable experience. At least I think, you know, playing Dark Souls 3, the way that I've been playing it, has been a very enjoyable experience. And even though I may rage, you know, from time to time, okay, it doesn't necessarily mean that I dislike the game. It just means there's a difficult part or a difficult spike in the game, and that's to be expected with Dark Souls 3. And also, if you might have noticed, I've died quite a lot in this game. And that's okay, too. I'd say probably this game and Dark Souls 1 are the most punishing Dark Souls games so far. And that's perfectly fine. That's what's supposed to happen in this style of game. And what I can say, because I actually was talking with the stream chat about this a little earlier, is that in... how do I want to say this? As a positive for From Software, the developers of the game, there's never really been a part here where I've died repeatedly, but it wasn't easy to get back to where I died from a bonfire. They did a really good job with the bonfire locations and also the shortcuts. That's the other thing. In a lot of places, there's not a ton of bonfires, but there's good shortcuts that lead you all around the area, so you can easily get back to where you died, where you left off, and resume pretty quickly. And that's a good thing. You know, you always want to feel like there's progress. You want to feel like you're not just redoing the same thing over and over. Although, let's face it, I've reached a boss in the game that's incredibly difficult, at least for my playstyle. You know, a lot of people, when they approach Dark Souls, they approach it as, oh, every single enemy, I'm going to analyze fully the attack pattern. I'm going to learn how to block every attack so that I can super duper parry and counter this enemy and destroy them and utterly mutilate them and decimate them, and they're no threat whatsoever. That's not my playstyle. It never has been my playstyle. For me, it's like I want to explore as much as I can. I'll worry about the enemies later. You know, if I could kill the enemy, great. If not, fuck it. Get by it for now and then come back later and tackle it. Because I want to, you know, get all the items and explore and open the shortcuts and get to the next bonfire. So, I can certainly understand some people don't agree with that playstyle. That's fine. You know, you can play the game however you want. But that's my playstyle. That's how I've been enjoying this game. That's how I played all the Dark Souls games. You know, that's how I played Bloodborne last year. I didn't necessarily take on and kill every single enemy. I did my best to get to the next checkpoint, etc. Okay? But now I'm stuck. I'm on a boss that's really tough. At least for my playstyle. So I'm, even though I've been fighting him for almost an hour, if you actually look at the game time from last stream, the boss that I've been fighting was almost an hour and still haven't beaten the guy. I'm okay with that because finally there's something that's pretty challenging. Now for the first time in the game, I'm actually having to learn his attack patterns and block them. and adapt to my play style. That's good, as long as it is doable without a giant learning curve. And I don't really feel like it is a big learning curve at all. I think that it's perfectly acceptable for this to be in the game. Now, the flip side of that, there were a couple bosses that were just stupid. Like that giant stupid, there's a giant skeleton boss, if you haven't been watching the playthrough yet. Like the High Lord fucking dickhead or whatever his name is. That boss was complete fucking booty. Booty doo-doo. Poorly designed. The only reason you ever died to the boss is because he has instant kill techniques. Sometimes the boss will just go into a pattern that you cannot even beat it without dying. So stupid. And incredibly easy to kill as long as you get lucky and it doesn't do the cheap attack over and over. That's the kind of shit that I don't like. You know? I don't like that. Give me a difficult boss where there's a pattern that you learn and adapt to it and win. Not, well, you're either going to win or lose based on just complete luck circumstances. That's stupid. But, you know, this game has all of it. This game has all of that, so it's good, in my opinion. You know, I think this might end up being my favorite Dark Souls game. We'll have to see. You know, when I first started playing the game, I was kind of disappointed. I thought that it was way too similar to Bloodborne. And then I'd say probably within 6 to 8 hours, the game completely flipped on its head. It's very, very Dark Souls now, you know, with the enemy style and everything going on. It's very different. It's very Dark Souls, and I'm really enjoying the game. So for those of you who've been here for the past 3 weeks watching me play, you know, at a more casual pace, I'd like to say thank you, and I hope that you have enjoyed the playthrough up to this point. All right? Now, as of this week, it's going to pick up. It's going to basically be Dark Souls 3 pretty much every other day. You know, it's not going to be that casual pace anymore. You're going to at least see, you know, one day of Dark Souls, then maybe a day off for something else, and then back to Dark Souls. So that's what you can expect, and I certainly hope that you enjoy it. I know that I'm going to enjoy it. I'm having a lot of fun with the game, and I cannot wait for more, you know, today, to get past this freaking challenging boss, hopefully, and take on whatever's next. Now, also, there's a few things that I may backtrack a little bit today. If you remember last stream, I did go kind of down into the lower regions of this map that I'm on right now, this castle area. And I found this waterway, and in the waterway there was a giant monster that I did not kill. I just escaped him for now. And I'm thinking I may go back there and try to kill that monster, because I didn't thoroughly explore that whole area. I know there's probably more stuff down there for me to find that I kind of skipped because I didn't want to fight the freaking giant-ass monster thing at the time. So I may go back today and check that out and see what else I could find. You know, or I may just tackle the boss. I don't know. I'll probably decide on the fly what I want to do. That's a good thing about this game is you have options, right? There's always options. And that's fun. To have different options, not to have a linear experience. You can explore as much as you want. You can look around and tackle things in different ways. That's really cool. I really like that about the Dark Souls series, that it's not perfectly linear. You must go this way, you know. You can explore. You can always find more hidden stuff. You can either tackle these optional monsters and mini bosses, or you could skip them, and, you know, it's fun like that. That's, to me, that adds tons of replayability, and it just improves the quality of the game overall. So, I am pleased with Dark Souls 3 so far, and I hope that you have enjoyed the playthrough. Now, I am fully aware that there's lots of people, okay, who have not been watching the playthrough. I know that for a fact. I know that there's some people who have purposely stayed away because they did not want to be spoiled on the game, basically. They knew that, that if they watched the playthrough 3 weeks freaking early, you would get spoiled on your own gameplay experience. And lots of people have said, you know, Phil, we're going to wait, we're going to hold off until the game's officially released and we start playing it. Oh my god, these people in Connecticut are completely idiots. Oh, this is great. This is great. I just got an email from my dad. This is funny. I was checking my emails before we start here. I just got an email from my dad. So as everyone knows, all of you here who watch my stuff know I live in the state of Washington, right? I've now lived in the state of Washington for almost 2 full years. Almost 2 full years. I just got another notice from the state of Connecticut, the third one since I've moved, to go to jury duty in Connecticut. They're complete fucking idiots. I've told them 3 times that I don't live in Connecticut anymore. They keep sending me jury duty notices. They are stupid. Oh my god. That is funny. I'm actually wondering when I'm going to get a jury duty notice here in Washington State because, you know, I get the feeling it's coming. They love to call me for jury duty for whatever reason. Probably because I'm on the books as a single white male. The general archetype for all jury duty. The Joe Schmo average guy who they think is probably good for every single case. But, boy, they are dumb over in Connecticut. They just can't get it through their fucking heads that I don't live there yet. But anyway, that was just random. No, I fully know that a lot of people who love Dark Souls, they're big fans of Dark Souls, have totally laid off watching me play Dark Souls 3 because they did not want to be spoiled on the game. From what I'm to understand, now I could be completely wrong here, from what I'm to understand, I'm around halfway through the game. I guess it's up for debate because not a lot of people have actually either played through the game themselves or seen the entirety of the game yet. Again, trying to stay away from spoilers. But apparently I'm halfway through, if not a little bit more through the halfway point of the game. That's good, and what I'm hoping is, maybe if I play it pretty often, okay, you know, every other day, that maybe by almost the end of April, well, I'll have completed the game. So, we'll see. We'll see. You know, it's going to depend. Now that the difficulty's ramping up, these bosses are getting much harder. It may take me even longer, but I'm going to stay dedicated. I'm going to try to learn. I'm going to try to do better, and I'm going to try to win. I'm going to try to beat the game legitimately. We'll see. As you know, it's much tougher for me this time around because I'm not grinding. I don't have it on the PlayStation 4. I have it on the Xbox One. And because of that, I don't have the capability to grind. I don't have remote play, and I don't have time to just sit in my office here at nights grinding. So, you know, I'm kind of like, I don't know. It's very tough. Normally, at this point in the game, I probably have a giant health bar, a giant stamina bar, right? And even though right now I'm having a tough time with this boss, I probably would have beaten it within a few tries because I would have had so much health, right? That's kind of the difference here between this and previous Dark Souls 3 playthroughs. So if anything, this playthrough is catering to all those people who always complained that I grinded and it ruined the Dark Souls experience. This is like the most pure Dark Souls experience I've ever had now because I'm not grinding. So I know that many of you possibly will be getting this game later today. Many of you maybe have been holding off. Maybe you're here for the first time today. I don't know. Maybe you're here for the very first time to watch me play Dark Souls 3. So FYI, I'm roughly about halfway through the game. Some people in the stream chat are disagreeing. So you're 2/5 through the game. Other people are like, no. So I don't know. Again, I don't know. I didn't spoil myself on the game. I'm not looking ahead and looking stuff up or anything like that. But yeah, you know, you're basically getting a glimpse of about some of the difficulty that you're going to see later on in the game if this is your first stream of it, okay? And I know that lots of people are going to jump on and start watching the playthrough this week. That's great. I'm happy about that, that people, you know, they did the same thing with Fallout 4. If you remember, I ended up playing Fallout 4 a full day early, and a lot of people didn't start watching my playthrough till later that week when they had already started playing the game themselves and were a chunk into it, and then they started getting caught up on the playthrough. And the Fallout 4 playthrough did amazing. Already, I'm very pleased with the performance of the Dark Souls 3 playthrough, and that clump of people who've been holding off haven't even watched yet, so I'm good. No matter what happens, I'm good. I'm having a lot of fun. So, that's about all I have to say. 3.5 hours of Dark Souls 3 on the stream today. I'm going to have a lot of fun with it, hopefully. Hope you'll enjoy the stream, my rage, my fails, but also my successes and my perseverance, right? That's what it's all about. Tonight, I'm going to be making a video for KO Gaming, it's going to be my thoughts after playing the Battleborn beta yesterday, because I really do feel that this Battleborn game from Gearbox Software is kind of a dichotomy. It's a two halves to it. And one half is something very, very similar to other games, and the other half is a lot different in a lot of ways. And I kind of want to share my opinion with you on that after playing the beta. So I'm going to be doing that video tonight. That's going to be going live on KO Gaming. That's youtube.com/KO Gaming 1. That's how you get to it. Keep in mind, that's where all of these style of edited videos, including game reviews, first impressions, and all that kind of stuff, that's where those are going now. I actually just posted up my review of Quantum Break on Friday, so you should check that out if you haven't yet. Tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen, while everyone else is probably going to be super busy playing Dark Souls 3 themselves, and I fully understand that, I'm going to be playing Ratchet & Clank. It's the new Ratchet & Clank game, releases this week. Since I've been playing Dark Souls 3 all along, I said, I might as well do something different. I'll be playing Ratchet & Clank tomorrow, the premiere, on stream, okay? And then Tuesday night, I'll either be playing more Persona 3, or I'm going to do some reactions to some of these movie trailers that have come out, because apparently in the past, like, 2 to 3 days, there's been a trailer for Star Wars Rogue One, which I don't even know what it is yet, because I didn't see the trailer. There's been a new Suicide Squad trailer, and there's been a new trailer for that movie, what is it, Magnificent Beasts and Where to Find Them, which I guess is supposed to be a movie that takes place in the same universe as Harry Potter, although it doesn't have Harry Potter in it. And people have been messaging me, Phil, what do you think? Phil, what's your reaction? Phil, and I'm like, geez, I'm busy. You know, just take a look at all the stuff I've done since last week. You know, I finished up Quantum Break, I reviewed Quantum Break. I played more Dark Souls. I had a new DSP Tries It. Yesterday, tried the Battleborn beta. I had to do the weekend preview, and I was doing a ton of patron stuff last night. Speaking of which, if you are a patron for the month of March, at this point, if you've responded to my request for info, you are now good to go. I've put your information into the system, and if you're owed an upgrade or a private video or whatever, it should be completed as of the next day or two. And so definitely check on the forums to see if you've been upgraded, because you need to start voting on that Blizzard poll. The Blizzard Marathon poll. The Blizzard Marathon that'll be taking place at the end of this month. Excuse me. And then the rest of this week will be alternating. So, you know, Wednesday will be Dark Souls 3. Thursday will be Ratchet. Friday will probably be Dark Souls 3. One day this weekend, I think I'm going to play Street Fighter 5 just because I haven't played it in a while and I'm kind of craving it now. So you will probably see some fighting game coverage this weekend of Street Fighter 5. But for the most part, it's going to be Ratchet and Dark Souls back and forth. Any kind of vlogs or reactions videos during the course of the week will go up on, you know, my vlogging and edited gameplay channels. And it'll be a good week. I think it's going to be a good week. Especially in regards to Dark Souls 3, a lot of people jumping onto the playthrough. I think ultimately by later this week, probably not initially tomorrow, because I think everyone's going to be playing Dark Souls 3 tomorrow. But by later this week, we'll probably see an increase in people jumping on the streams to watch, I think. Because people won't, you know, will have already been playing the game for days, and, you know, we'll probably say, okay, now I can watch Phil's playthrough and I won't get massively spoiled. So, it should be fun. Oof. Alright, everyone, so that's pretty much... Oh! That was a big stretch. Damn, I started... a giant stretch right in the middle of the pre-stream. That's about it for pre-stream. We're going to get started. Okay? I would like to say thank you for being patient. And thank you for watching. And let me go ahead and get through my little clump of pre-stream plugs so that we can get to gameplay. Because as you know, I don't plug things except for right now on the pre-stream once a day. That's it. You know, you'll see ads running or anything like that for any other stuff that I do. It's just going to be this one quick plug. All right? All right. So, ladies and gents, thank you for being here. And if you do enjoy my daily live streams, if you do enjoy my on-demand videos. You like the vlogging. You like the edited content. You like everything I'm doing in 2016 so far in the past 3.5 months. There are many ways that you can help support this business so that it can keep going. Okay? And obviously the first and foremost is to watch the videos, to spread the word, let people that you know who like video game play and stuff like that know that I do this daily and know the different kinds of stuff that I do. And if you enjoy anything in particular, like you're like, oh, Dark Souls 3 has been great, let them know. Phil's doing a great Dark Souls 3 playthrough. You should check it out. All right? Word of mouth is key. But there's many other things you could do as well. Social media. On Twitter, I'm at TheyCallMeDSP. On Instagram, I'm just TheyCallMeDSP. Daily on Twitter, I'm posting up schedule updates, my thoughts on different things that have been going on in pop culture and stuff. If I'm watching a fun movie, right? I've been actually the past few days taking pictures of the movies I've been watching and giving a little bit of commentary about them. That's the kind of stuff you can find on Instagram. I mean, excuse me, on Twitter, and of course on Instagram, which links to my Twitter whenever I post up a picture. And if you do follow me on there, not only will you be in the know, but I would appreciate it if you would like and retweet anything that you find on there that you think is good. Because the bottom line is, the more social media reach that I have, the better it is. Social media is key for an online business's success in the modern era. So thank you to those of you who already follow me. Okay? In addition, if you check the description of any of my live streams or on-demand videos, you can find a link to the Amazon Associate account. All that means is that if you live in the United States, you click on that link and then you go shop on Amazon.com as you normally would. I get a little bit of referral credit, okay? And because I'm basically plugging it, it brings you to their site, so that's what they like. They like the extra traffic that the link brings them. So that's why it kind of goes hand in hand. So if you already shop on Amazon.com and you live in the United States, it's a no-brainer. And thank you to those of you who have used it before, because lots of people have, actually. And I apologize if you are not in the United States, because it's basically a very complicated process. I'd have to make a link for every single country outside of the United States, which is too complicated and too much of a freaking mess. So at this point, I'm not going to bother with that. But if you are in the United States, it's kind of a no-brainer. It's an easy way to help. Okay? What else? Well, also, you've got my Patreon at patreon.com/DarksidePhil. This is obviously a more financial way to contribute, because through your pledges, your monthly pledges to my Patreon, obviously you're directly supporting the business. That's income that is an important part of my income now that I used to pay my bills and keep the business going. But in addition to that, you also earn cool personal perks, like getting premium forum access, getting text and verbal thank yous in my videos, being able to ask a question that will definitely get answered on Ask the King, or even get your own private Q&A video made, okay? And in addition to that, you also contribute to a new monthly goal. And last night, ladies and gentlemen, I announced on my weekend preview video that there is a new monthly goal for the month of April on Patreon. Yes, you might not have heard this yet if you haven't seen the weekend preview yet. The monthly goal for April, it's a good one. All right, the monthly goal is the Indies returning, ladies and gentlemen. Return of the Indie Marathon. If you don't know what I mean, I've done this several times in 2015, where if we hit the monthly goal for April on Patreon, what's going to happen is patrons who pledge $5 or more this month are going to be able to nominate and then vote on what indie games you'd like to see me play in a marathon-style stream. It lasts around 6 to 7 hours, and I usually play 3 to 4 games during that time, so each game gets at least an hour, if not more, of gameplay during that period of time. In the past, some of the games that I've played included Hotline Miami, Papers, Please, Hateful Boyfriend, Binding of Isaac, To the Moon. That's just a few. There's been many, many more than that. But those are just the ones that kind of come to mind as like the ones that kind of left up an impression on me. And I'm very happy that I did this, because I typically don't have time to check out these indie-style games. I don't. You know, they come out every day on Steam, right? There's a new one. And you know, with all the stuff that I do, I usually don't have time. This is my opportunity to explore and entertain and check out these indie games. And I'll be honest, some of these have been amazing. I really like Hotline Miami. Papers, Please was such a unique experience. Really enjoyed that one. And Binding of Isaac 2, I really like that one. Now, there's a lot of new ones coming out. I know that there was one that just came out recently called Salt and Sanctuary that a lot of people were like, Phil, why didn't you play it? Like, I didn't even know it existed. It's the thing, I'm not in the know on these indie games. There's so many of them now that it's hard to even keep abreast of what's going on with them, right? So, definitely, this will be a fun marathon if we hit the goal. And I want to emphasize this. We have to hit the goal. And last month, it was very close. We were like down to the wire at the end of March. We hadn't hit the goal yet. And it was actually because a small handful of people came out of the woodwork and said, no, we really want to see this Blizzard Marathon happen. And so a few of them upped their pledges. And one or two people came in with some pretty decently sized pledges. And boom, we exceeded the goal because of it. So I want to say thank you to those people. Ultimately, what I'm hoping is that's not what happens this month. It's good if you hit the goal early, you know, but ultimately what happens is people lower their pledges. And I guarantee you, some people who gave larger pledges in the month of March to hit that Blizzard goal are now going to reduce their pledges. So don't take it for granted, oh, he's going to hit that goal. He hits it every month. Don't take it for granted. We almost didn't last month, okay? And I know a lot of people would love to see me do a cool indie game kind of deal. And I've done it many times last year. People enjoyed it, and I want to do it again. So, we'll see how it goes, but that is the goal for this month. So please consider pledging at patreon.com/DarksidePhil. You're going to be hearing this for the next 2.5 weeks till the end of the month, so you might as well get used to it now. Alright, and then of course, last but not least, my girlfriend has her own business called The Black Currant, where she sells handmade glycerin soaps and wax tart melts. She's been very successful with this business, having, at this point, I believe almost 200 individual orders, shipping hundreds of items, not only in the United States, but internationally as well. She just launched her spring line of product, including new scents like ginger ale, Moroccan mint, and Kentish rain. And she's got nothing but positive feedback on her shop. Everyone loves it. Anyone who tries it loves it. Don't think that just because, oh, I'm not the kind of person who would normally buy something like this, that it doesn't mean it's something you would like. Most people who buy are insanely surprised at how good this stuff is compared to the stuff that you would just buy at the store. Not only is it better for you because it's glycerin-based, but the scents and the consistency, it's just a better product overall. So check it out, etsy.com/shop/The Black Currant, spelled C-U-R-R-A-N-T. You can actually find a link to that right now in the stream chat. Gina Saji just posted it up, and thank you to him for that. All right, everyone. That is it for the pre-stream. I would like to thank you very much for watching. It is now time to begin the Dark Souls 3 chaos, right? Retackling this boss. Oh boy. Alright, time to end it and get started. Ready? Dark Souls 3. I know many of you will be playing it later tonight. Very nice. Okay, let us begin.